I really didn't want to make this video, but hey guys, Craig, aka Poopy, you're watching O3 Drop. We have a new banned and restricted announcement. You may be aware that High Octane was banned, thus killing Max Nitro, a cool hero who was almost good, and sending him to the Katsu zone. It also means that Dash Inventor Extraordinaire will LL in the year 2027. I don't know if So the reason you're all here today is they won. They won. We didn't get what we wanted, right? The Enigma players, they won. Count Your Blessings is banned in blue, but not red or yellow. And they're probably going to bring back blue. And it's all because of an armory kit. Alright, I'm going to pull it together now. Obviously, Count Your Blessings, banned in blue, not red or yellow. I hope you liked that little bit. I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me. So I think that let's talk about this because there's a lot of takes rattling around in my head. And I first want to say, I don't like the direction of banning cards by color in this situation. So, with Bonds of Ancestry, the argument was that from its inception, Bonds of Ancestry was powerful enough to be a majestic, and therefore it should be only in red. I think that makes sense. I think that is easier to explain to someone than this generic rare that on face value might not be obvious how powerful it is in this game, is only banned in blue. I think that that muddies the waters, and I don't think it addresses the real problem with this card. Now, let's take a moment to examine why they are banning it and what reasons they have for not banning it outright. And basically, James White says that control decks need to have ways to win the game, and that Count Your Blessings Enigma is what a control deck looks like in FAB. My argument right away, I said we're going to dig into this, but I can't help myself. When you can run 3 Sigils, 3 Fates, 3 Syncs, and 9 Count Your Blessings, all in generic, 18 cards, that seems it can make almost any deck a control deck in FAB if you have a good pilot who knows what they're doing. Enigma doesn't actually need any of those to be a control deck. And I would like to see more design exist outside of the space of generics. That's, spoiler alert, that's my big issue with Count Your Blessings, and that I would really like to make an impassioned plea for to LSS. Please, cool it with the generics. We need... If Count Your Blessings was an Earth card, it would have been fine, right? There would have been an element where you lose out on decomposing it, but, you know, like, it would have been very interesting. I would have liked that. It would have fit the Earth heroes that they printed. But any deck can run this, which means every deck needs a sideboard plan for it, and you don't know when you're going to need to bring that in. Now, they have said that they will likely bring back blue Count Your Blessings when they've printed some more cards that they feel engage with control. And their example they gave is Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge says target weapon gets +3 and damage this would deal can't be prevented. Okay, fair. That is a card that there's Enigma in a way, right? I mean, they can still run all the defense reactions in the world, but this does engage with their game plan in a meaningful way to slow down their ability to take control. However, not every deck that is going to be running Count Your Blessings is going to be preventing damage. So this didn't really sell me on the idea that they are printing cards that will address what I find to be the problem in this. And let me just say, I played a game against Chris from the channel the other day. He was on Count Your Blessings Arachne. I was on Ira. He gained something like 63 life through playing all his Count Your Blessings, every Oasis Respite he hit the life on, and he played 3 sigils. I don't know the exact number of that, but I got him down to 2 life after that, which meant I think I dealt 104 damage in that game, and I didn't win. So that feels bad. That doesn't feel good. When they got rid of our aggressive overlap tools, I said, that's great. That being on the opposite side of that feels bad. Now, I really liked those tools. I needed those tools for a lot of the heroes that I played, but I understood it. I don't think I understand this yet. I don't know that I see the vision here of where this goes, that it's going to be something that I say, you know what? Yeah, they should have that. And I think, as I said, this is sort of a disorganized video, but I'm just going to go off the cuff here. I think Count Your Blessings is bad for the game in almost every way. That's not, you know, a dig on the people who play it or the designers or the developers. I just don't like it. I will be honest with you. I did not watch Worlds. I wasn't interested. I saw about 40 seconds of the World's finals and said, oh, I don't care. I don't want to watch this. I don't feel that way with control decks in other games. I think control decks in other games tend to be more interesting. And I think that a good space for FAB to look at is one that they've already created, where you put I forget what the card is. I don't believe it's Aetherize. I think that just negates it. It's Rewind. It puts the card back in your hand, but not the pitch. You've lost the pitch, right? That's good. I think Ice is, you know, feels bad, but it is good control. And maybe the answer was tweaking Ice a little bit more. Count Your Blessings, I just don't find interesting to engage with on any level. And, you know, I don't want to be too negative, even though clearly I am right now. But I just, I don't think that lowering the ceiling of this card temporarily does what needs to be done to address the fundamental issue, which is every deck can run this. And that to me is the like, if this was an illusionist card, right? A mystic illusionist card, of course it would drive me nuts, right? But I would say, okay, well, at least I know what to bring into my Enigma matchup. I don't know when I play against an Arachne if I should be bringing Poison the Well, right? And that you know, well, when I play against Arachne, I'm going to bring all my cards. But still, it's I don't like how this affects sideboarding, and I will point out, and I think this is a very valid reason for them to keep it in the game. Just let me say that. They have an armory kit coming out with Count Your Blessings in it in December. Now, it might seem super contradictory that I think that is a good reason to keep it in the game. But I understand that that probably went to print at the time of Rosetta or shortly after, that artists were paid for their work, that there isn't time to switch that out. And quite frankly, December is the holiday month, and we like to have nice things. We like to have a good armory kit. So I like that, actually. Keep it in. That's fine. Keep it in for that. But the concern I have is they're saying, in the future, we're going to bring back the blue ones. And I just go, why? The problem won't go away if you bring it back. You might have more tools to deal with this, but I don't see a world in which you can tech your deck to have answers for every Count Your Blessing deck that could be out there, or to be able to treat every matchup like you're playing against Dash IE, where there's a 50% chance you're right about the build they're on, and a 50% chance you're totally wrong. Those are my feelings about Count Your Blessings. I hope that everyone understands that I trust LSS. I trust they'll make the right decision, and I am still enthusiastic and excited about where this game will go. And I think that one of the things that gets me enthusiastic and excited is, Blitz. I thought they would tell us a little bit more about their plan for Blitz, but they brought Zen back. And I like that because this does a couple things. It brings back Tiger Taming Kakura, which you may have forgotten. You may never have even known that left the Blitz format. And I love tigers, so I'm happy about that. I think this was a smart move. I think this was a really, maybe this is too much credit to give to any business. I think this was a kind move. It was nice. It was, it said, hey, we're sorry that your hero went too fast. That's not fair. Let's get rid of some of the problem cards, and then, we'll give it back, and that's great. So, Belittle is banned. If you've played LL, you know that Belittle, Stubby Hammers, and Minnowism, ooh, that's quite a deck. And then Hadron Collider, because the new tools that Data Doll got in the Dash Armory kit are going to make it too powerful. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think that other mechanologists really need to run it in Blitz, so that's fine. It is what it is. Let's move on to Living Legend. Open the Floodgates is restricted. Now, I don't know much King, and I don't know much Living Legend, but I have to say, this seems to be probably fair, probably a good idea. 9 copies of that is pretty crazy in what is often considered like the FAB Storm deck, Obviously, Peter won the Battle Harden on it in Osaka. I think this is probably a fair call. I think they should have restricted it to red. Personally, I do think that this is a card that they could say, hey, this warrants the Majestic level status, and therefore we are restricting it to red only. And that's the kind of color-based banning that I think is good for the game. I support, and I think that you can make a case to that to new players as to why it is a lot easier than to say, hey, actually only blue is banned. I don't, something doesn't sit right about that. Now, Starstruck is unrestricted. Okay. That, to me, fine. Okay, great. They say, as the format has evolved over the years since its inception, it's come a long way from the days of Starvo domination. We now feel comfortable giving Bravo back full access to Starstruck. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm going to say, though. You know what I'm going to say. Give me Bonds of Ancestry back, please. Just take it away from Zen. He doesn't need it. Give Katsu Bonds of Ancestry. Why does he have to be unplayable in LL? Please, if it's a place for all the powerful cards to do their powerful things, then let Katsu have Bonds of Ancestry. He wasn't even a top 5 deck when he had it. Carrying on. Commoner. Aether Iron Weave is banned. I don't understand why they needed to ban Aether Iron Weave in the Ira format, but that's fine. Just kidding. Obviously, Chain is very good in that format. And next banned and restricted is December 16th. I think it's very likely that we see no changes then. There is the Jarl deck coming out. And other than that, there's pretty few events. This will be right like the day after the Living Legend Calling in Chicago. And maybe we see something in Living Legend, but it's the day after. I don't know that that's enough time for our friends down in Auckland to really get an announcement together that they feel comfortable in and ban a card, unless they already have something on their mind. Let's say they want to ban Kodachis, and they see how well Katsu performs in Chicago, and they say, you know what, we've already been thinking about it, and we're banning Kodachis, and also now Katsu has no hero ability. His hero ability is that he starts the game dishonored, and also he has one arm as well. He's like KO now. And then they send me a message made out of magazine clippings that just says, I hate. Because that's what it feels like these days as a Katsu fan. No, it's not. No, it's not. Katsu's... there are worse heroes in the game. But overall, how do I feel about this announcement? High Octane, I feel good about that. I think that's a good decision. I support that decision. I didn't really go into that here, but I think that that is good. I think that the offensive turns that Dash.io was having was too powerful. Personally, I do think that it may have been better to go with Cerebellum Processor, but like I said, with the Armory kit, I think from a business perspective, I agree with this decision. Let the Dash.io players who are new to this game, who got in through the Armory deck, play with the cards they were given. Just let them do that. It might affect how people feel about Classic Constructed, but if you can take away High Octane and the problem is reduced, that's we want people to play the game, right? So we need to do things like that. Obviously, I don't agree with the Count Your Blessings ban in blue. I will say, and I did not say this earlier, this does solve Count Your Blessings problem for the time being, right? This is fair, okay? This is a lot better, right? You've reduced the ceiling by like 24 or something. Let's see, the last Count Your Blessings, if they're all blue, would be... the first one is 7, 8, 9, right? So 24, yeah. I think I did that math right. But yeah, I like that. I really don't have many feelings about Blitz because I was under the impression that we would get in this banned and restricted announcement a corresponding announcement about the future of Blitz, about their vision for Blitz. And we don't have that here. And so to me, all this says is we're banning Hadron Collider before it's a problem, and you get Zen back. Belittle feels it was time a while ago, right? There's no reason for Belittle to be in anymore. Living Legend overall, I think these are totally fair. Same with Commoner. I agree with these. I do think that Living Legend should... you know what I think. Let Katsu play. I would love to see hero-specific bans in Living Legend, and that's what it is. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I hope that you are counting your blessings because you are very nice. And people like you. And I'm one of those people. Unless you're one of my enemies. In which case, that message wasn't for you, enemies. Get out of here, enemies. But if you're not one of my enemies, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Bye-bye!